Now, one of the things I recall very clearly, especially from the FareHarbor kind of legacy, from the original founders before it was acquired by Booking, and it was baked into the business model, this idea of direct, and in particular, direct online bookings.
Yes.
And the company was quite revolutionary, right? One of the first to introduce basically the consumer fee, right? FareHarbor's free to operators, like that was the message, and a 6% fee or something around that would be added on to the consumer booking at the end. And the fee was only for website booking. So anything through an OTA, and if I entered it manually in the back of the house, that was all free. So is that philosophy? I mean, there have been changes in your pricing model. Like, where is pricing going within the industry? And I'd love for you to talk about some of the changes that you've made at FareHarbor and why.
So where the industry is going is more difficult for me to predict. Right? So, but where we're going...
Well, but you're the biggest provider, so you're taking the industry.
And it is true that this industry before FareHarbor was a monthly recurring fee industry with potentially also setup fees. And we change it completely. We say, we don't want to benefit from this partnership unless we create benefits for you. So the model was we're going to make money only if the operator makes money. And I remember that it was 12 years ago, and the online channel for this industry was very, very low. Right? So to this day, still the two activity and attractions and experiences, you added a fourth leg, is in the travel industry, the industry with the share of online that is the lowest. Right? You can see it both as an opportunity, right? So we have plenty of opportunities because consumer behavior, so the desire for consumers to book these things online is definitely there. They book flights online, they book hotels online, car rentals online, so they will definitely do also this one. But the desire to do it from the operator standpoint was not there. So at the beginning, what we did was say, okay, we are going to offer you a product that helps you get booking when you are asleep, right? So because you will be able to, what I was saying before, so back then I saw operators will have to operate their tours all day and in the evenings manage their bookings. So we managed to save a lot of times and help a lot of those operators by offering them a tool that could allow them to get online bookings direct on their own website. What has happened in also past 12 years is that the amount of clients that had a different way of running their business that wanted also to use our platform kept on increasing. So we have operators that have maybe 70-80% of their bookings coming from OTAs. We have operators on our platforms that are using our platforms predominantly for offline bookings. So we wanted to reflect how our existing clients were using our product and also where the industry was going in the way we were offering the product, right? And we felt, okay, so how do we, if we continue with an, let's say, online booking fee only, how can we serve clients that wants to be predominantly OTAs?
But no, I get that, especially with the growth of OTAs. So when you introduced, it's a 2% API fee for OTA bookings. But I mean, there's been a lot of complaints in the industry. What do you say to the operators who are like, wait, this has been free, now I got to pay for it. What's the additional value?
So first, so we have added a lot of value, right? So on these OTA channels. So if we look at, when you get reservations from an OTA, you have to make sure that there's no overbookings. You have to make sure that the price was correct, that all the information is aligned correctly. We have to make sure that this information is available on multiple different OTAs APIs. And if your booking, let's say, are predominantly OTAs, that means also all of your support tickets, all of the activities you're producing is on this channel. And by offering, a setup where, again, is win-win-win. So if the food chain completely wins, including FareHarbor, we can reinvest energy into this product and make the product even better. I think that what is limiting, in offering products for free, and I'm sure it's the same thing whether you organize events or you're producing research or if you're offering tours, is that there is a limit to what you can do with free. I think that after 10 years of developing the product, we felt, okay, so we are pricing it in a way that there is definitely more value than the cost we charge. And even though no one ever likes a price increase, we have done it once in 12 years and we don't expect to do it constantly. So I think it allows us to have a broader reach to more operators that may want to use our software, but they may not want to grow their online direct channel.
Do you have anything, so you've got, well, more than 20,000 operators, right, using the system, so you have a lot of visibility into what's happening in the marketplace. What's your take, like when you see the growth of OTAs? Can you have some perspective or some kind of takeaway, especially for operators who are trying to balance that? Because we've seen for many, it's how do we address this?
So first, we've looked at the numbers, right? So we've tried to make analysis as much as possible like for like. So we look at our clients and we wanted to do it also through the lens of the pandemic, right? So because pandemic changed a lot of things. So we look at all of our clients we had before the pandemic that were, on our platforms for the full year of 2000, at least from the last day of 2018. And they were still on our platforms in 2024. So they were exactly the same operators. And we saw that in markets like Europe, right, so the share of OTAs have increased, right? So on average for those clients has increased from 31% to 44%. What we've seen, for instance, in the US, there was also an increase, but was significantly more modest. So yes, it's true that some type of operators and some type of activities are more likely to find demand on OTAs. I definitely think that it is a good thing that there are more distribution opportunities. I think that the focusing only on the cost of distribution, it's, in my opinion, a mistake. Let's take an example of, let's say, a boat tour, right? So a boat tour that is going to leave, the coast of Valencia, right? So here, let's say that this boat has 20 seats. If the boat leaves the harbor, right, so with 4 seats empty, it's a big loss, right? So even if you sell them at an high commission on an OTA, it will still be more money, right? So for the operator at the end of the day. So I don't think that all bookings should be treated equally, right? So not all the time. So the commissions that OTA charge should be perceived as too high. And actually, I think that sometimes it's actually...
How many do you connect with? How many?
We connect with more than 250 OTAs.
250 resellers.
Yes.
You also have this interesting model within FareHarbor of a distribution network. So I, as an operator or as a reseller, I can go in and say, hey, give me all your channels, or I can go in and say, hey, give me all the supply that's hooked up. But in some cases, you've also got direct operator to reseller contracts. So I have both options. Where's the industry from that standpoint? Is the future in kind of an all-in-one, distribution, one contract, one commission, or facilitating one-to-one relationships between the operator and the reseller?
I think sorry if the answer is too basic, but his answer is probably both, right? So you have found in a given OTAs a good fit for your product and you want to have a direct relationship, but you also realize that, for a certain time of the years, let's say an operator in Valencia, so may not have Japan as an important feeding market all the time, right? So, but do you want to completely restrict your opportunity to be distributed there? For those situations, a FareHarbor distribution network is perfect, right? You say, look, it's good to have, but I don't want to manage that relationship one-to-one, while for, let's say, large OTAs that drives a very large amount of transactions for me, I want to have that relationship directly. So I can see that both can fit the needs of our operators.